Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and tonight I want to do something just a little bit different. As you can see by the thumbnail when you go to click on this, that this does not say review. This says shout out, and that's pretty much what it's going to be. This is going to be a shout out. Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you here in the booktube community, especially the horrortube community, are aware that there is a book going around called Local Haunts. And this says up here, a horrortube anthology. Okay, so what this is a lot of writers here that are in the horrortube community, they all got together and they wrote a story. And the way they wrote the story is, it was a story that had something to do with their location. All right, like say if they're in Vietnam, they wrote something about Vietnam. If they're in Ireland, then they wrote something about Ireland. Not, it didn't have to be like, it had to be like a tour guide or nothing like that. It's a horror story, okay? Anyway, the thing about this is that, yeah, this book here has been making the rounds. There's a rumor about this book going around that once you purchase this book, you've got like 7 days to make a video about it, okay? And if you don't, well, it's not pretty, all right? I don't know exactly what happens, but it's not pretty. Could be an attack by angry kittens, chickens, whatever. I don't know, but it is not pretty, okay? Anyway, I digress. I'm being stupid here, okay? I'm trying to promote this, trying to give these guys a shout out, so ignore my stupidity for that last part, okay? The one thing about this book is that it is helping a charity. It is helping a non-profit profit organization known as First Book. All right, and you're sitting here wondering, well, what is First Book? Okay, well, I'm going to read off to you the first paragraph of the About page from First Book, and that'll give you a little bit of an idea. And then I'm going to get into some of the stories from this book, all right, from Local Haunts. All righty, here we go. First Book believes that education is the best way out of poverty for children in need. First Book aims to remove barriers to quality education for all kids by making everything from new, high-quality books and educational resources to sports equipment, winter coats, snacks, and more affordable to its member network of more than 475,000 educators who exclusively serve kids in need. So in other words, when you buy this book, the proceeds from this book, whether you buy it as an ebook. Now, this is an advance copy. I didn't buy this. I was sent this by Regina St. Clair, who is who was an editor here on this. And she sent me an advance copy. I have since bought an ebook copy, so the proceeds from that are going to go to First Book. All right? So you're doing something great. You're doing something for kids, all right, when you buy this book. And let me tell you what, you're not going to be disappointed by this book. There are 19 stories in here. And I'm going to talk about some of the stories. And the way I'm doing this, let me back this page up and get up to it. There we go. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to talk about the stories from the horror tubers that I'm the most familiar with. All right. So that being said, let me get out my trusty phone over here where I just read the First Books thing. And I'm going to tell you about some of the stories. And we're going to start at the beginning, work our way down. You know what? First off, we've got a stone's throw. And for every one of these booktubers and horror tubers that I'm talking about, I'm going to leave a link to their channel down in the description. So first of all, from Dane Cobain, who is, of course, Dane Reads. He's got a stone's throw. And it's a story that begins in the year of our Lord, 1780, and it tells the tragic tale, 1780, and it tells the tragic tale of a teenage barmaid named Suki. Consider it the origin of a ghost story and a very excellent start to this collection. All right? Next up, from Regina St. Clair, we've got Mount Gilead. And this one here, and if you read the back of the end of the story, when you get to the end of it, it'll tell you it is a fictional tale of a real-life murder that took place in her hometown when she was growing up. And this one, it sparked my memory of when I was a little kid back in Spartanburg, South Carolina. There's a little town I don't remember exactly where it is, adjacent to Spartanburg, called Gaffney. And we had a serial killer known as the Gaffney Strangler. And just hearing about that scared the crap out of me as a little kid, you know. And he was finally caught, all right? Anyway, that's Mount Gilead, all right? So give me one moment here. Okay, next up from Mary, Ireland, we've got The Night Watchman. This is by Marie McWilliams. And you know what? Mount Gilead by Regina St. Clair. That is from Regina's Haunted Library. That is the name of her channel. I apologize for that, all right? Next up, we got The Night Watchman by Marie McWilliams. And it's about a museum security guard who pretty much experiences the terrors or the horror of the Titanic. Pretty much firsthand. And imagine it's sad and it's terrifying at the same time. And I love this story. So yeah, that is The Night Watchman by Marie McWilliams. All right, next up we got Highway to Hell, and this is by Nicholas Gray, and Nicholas is otherwise known as Spooky Noodles. And Nicholas, what Highway to Hell is, it is exactly what it says it is about two brothers who take off down this highway, and next thing you know, this highway becomes full of fire and sulfur and brimstone and winged demons, and also bonus points for naming this, the title of it being named after a awesome AC/DC song. Okay, so anyway, that is Highway to Hell, and this is also included in Nick's collection, Gray Matter. So if you haven't read Gray Matter, by all means pick it up. It's very good. Okay. Okay, next up we've got Fading Applause in Quinlan by Lydia Peaver. Now, Lydia has typical books, horror fiction, I believe is the name of her channel. I will have everything in the description below in case I do screw this up. Basically, what this story is about is this group that goes to this abandoned amusement park, and they're going to do like a seance, a conjuring, to try to communicate with these quintuplets that were a part of this and find out if they're okay, you know, if they're at peace. But this amusement park holds a whole lot more than just spirits, okay? So yeah, that is Fading Applause in Quinlan's excellent story. I enjoyed it quite a bit. All right, we got two more stories here. Next up, we got Darkness Descends by Jason White. That is Jason's Weird Reads. This one is one of those that borrows that tried and true trope of that house in every neighborhood where, you know, it's got a history. It's like when the kids ride by it on their bicycles, they kind of steer clear of it. You know, maybe it's got a ghost. Maybe it's got this evil old man living in it. Well, this takes that and just takes it to a whole new level. This was one of the best stories in the book. I'm going to tell you that right now. All the stories are excellent. All of them are great. They range from very good to excellent, okay? All right, but that is Darkness Descends by Jason White. And finally, from our good buddy Cameron Chaney, we have got At the End of the Rope. And this is one of his Autumn Crow tales. So if you haven't read Autumn Crow, this is kind of a bonus tale, okay? If you have read Autumn Crow, then you know how awesome it is, all right? And this is pretty much a story of the love between siblings, of their abusive parents, and this very unusual pet that brings these children, brings them some retribution. And just like Dane Cobain's story was an excellent way of beginning this series or beginning this collection, this is a fantastic way of ending this collection. All right? So there you have it. That's Local Haunts. Like I said, it's not a review. You know, if you think it is, it's not, okay? I'm just telling you how awesome this book is, how much I enjoyed it, and how much I want you to read it, okay? And remember, it is for a good cause. It is to help kids in need, to help them to learn, to help to educate them, and to help them live better lives, okay? So there you go, Local Haunts. The cover on this is by Cameron Rubique of the Kill River trilogy. And again, it is edited by Regina St. Clair, and I believe there's a couple of other editors, but I think she might be the main editor, okay? In fact, she may be the only editor, but I'm not sure. I didn't do my homework on that part. But let's find out. We're going to find out real quick, okay? And then I'm going to shut the hell up. The foreword in this is by Jason White, all right? Edited by Black Quill Editing and Regina St. Clair. So there you go. That is Local Haunts. And thank you for watching. Good night.